Today I'm in a catty mood, so I'm going to be talking about very tiny things in The Sims 4 build mode that absolutely infuriate me. These are literally just very small things, but I feel like all these small things over time build up to a lot of like a big thing. So if you saw in the thumbnail of the video, one thing that does really boil my piss is this right here. What's going on? It's even worse when you place a railing and you can see the tiny bit of railing in the corner. You can use like a flatter foundation, but it still just looks really weird. And I don't know why it was made this way. Like, it's so ugly. I hate it. Everybody hates it, yet they don't really ever do anything about it. And I don't know why, because it's such a big thing. It basically means you can't have stairs right next to foundations, which I feel like is just a bit silly. Now I've said that, guys, we may as well move on to the next glitch. The next thing that pisses me off, which is the stair railing glitch. When you place most stairs, they don't usually clip through the wall itself, but certain ones, for example, this one from Jungle Adventure, clearly clips through the side. This one as well, which came with the Moroccan kit clips. This high school years one clips. My theory is it's to do with the thickness of the top beam, and they don't correctly make them. They don't correctly make the mesh for the stairs so that they're not too thick. It seems like it's not a part of their workflow, so it seems like they don't really restrict themselves on how thick it should be. They just do it in any kind of thickness, and as a result it just ends up clipping if you have certain ones, which is just so stupid. And even if you have one that doesn't clip, it's the way that staircases, they just kind of like clip through where the railing is. I feel like the whole fence system, the whole staircase railing system, it all needs to change, especially considering that you can't actually put a rail in between two stairs. So in previous Sims games you could, but in The Sims 4 you can't put like a central railing here, whereas in previous Sims game you can, just saying. So I just feel like the whole system needs to change. I also have I'm not done yet. I'm not done. This is particularly an issue with base game ones. So the stair railings of the base games don't have the same name as the matching fence. So let's look at this one. Mahoney geometric banister. Okay, let's try and find the matching fence. Here's a matching fence, and it's called prairie style fence. Why is it not called mahoney style fence like the other one? Or we've got banister with teardrop balusters. That's a very specific name. And then the matching one is called lines and curves balustrade. So they've got completely different names, and it makes it very difficult to try and find the matching sets. I can't remember if it was The Sims 2 or The Sims 3, but I believe you could actually auto place in one of the games fences which match with the railings, so you didn't have to search for them separately. But in The Sims 4 you can't. It's very annoying. And if you guys think we're done with fences, oh no, we're not. Well, I would like to talk about this fence here, basically like the fence that we all use for our backyards in the game, and it's really pretty, although the actual gate for it is bloody huge. Why does it need to be this big? Okay, well, technically there's two very similar fences. This more expensive one here it matches with, but still, it's so big. Why do we not have any one tile fences which are suitable for these taller fences? Because all of the one tile fences are absolutely huge. There's literally no one tile fences which are just tiny, and it doesn't make any sense. So like, imagine if we, okay, I'm just like, this is a very DIY what we're doing here, but what I'm doing is, okay, imagine if we had a fence that was just two tiles long like this. Like, I can make it DIY with move objects on. Obviously it's not the same thing and it clips and it looks weird, but what I'm saying is this is the kind of thing I want, a one tile fence that's tall, and I don't know why we don't have them. I'm still not done with fences. Another issue I have is you can't free place fences. They're always on a grid. You can't even place them on a quarter tile. With doors, you can really smoothly move them absolutely anywhere that you like, but with fences, you can't smoothly place them, and I don't know why they've given up on fence. I think I said before, the whole fences railing system, it needs to go, and they need to start all over again. And I've also got one more issue with fences, and then I'm going to stop on the fences and talk about something else. So let's say you're building a house. This is just a random shout. Okay, we're building a house, and in the house I have a staircase going upstairs, and when I'm designing the layout of my house, I've decided I would like to have an open balcony. So I section off a bit of the wall to make an open balcony so I can delete hate it. Although now we've got bits of roof clipping into the house. Why is it when you make it like an open, you know, like an open, what's it called? Open banister, whatever. It just causes the roof to completely leak in. It really boils my piss. I just don't understand why it's happening. Surely there's a way EA can deal with this. Surely there's a way they can fix it. It's this whole like room system. The Sims 4 is the first Sims game to have like a room tool, and it causes a lot of issues. There are obviously some good points about rooms, but there are also some bad points where weird things like this happen. So moving on from talking about the fences and the railings to talking about the room tool. Another thing that annoys me about the room tool, let's say you decide you want to have a diagonal section of your house. To actually move the decking, you have to like use this triangle, and you have to like put the triangle in a certain place. Like it's like a jigsaw puzzle. Like you're putting all these triangles in, and oh, you want a 2-tile room, so you've got to get this L-shaped one, and firstly make it 2-tile by dragging things. And oh, I want to have a triangle here. Now it's got this weird section, so I've got to do another triangle, like Jenga, like a puzzle. Like I just find the room tool really annoying in certain aspects, and I think the room tool was a great idea, but there are many ways where it's bad. Another way is when placing floor tiles. In The Sims 4, you can't literally delete like one tile, otherwise it deletes the whole flooring. This is the only Sims game where this happens. In previous Sims games, you can delete one individual tile. In The Sims 4, you kind of can. If you place a fence, delete the inside, although it's not really the same thing, and then that creates a different room, and it definitely makes doing things when you're trying to build a little bit more complicated, in my opinion. I personally prefer the Sims 1, 2, and 3 way of going about building houses in that sense. I think the Sims 4 room tool is good, but it also has a lot of drawbacks. On a similar subject to the room tool, another thing that pisses me off is the platform tool. The platform tool, to be fair, it's not bad. I like the idea of making platforms and customizing. Oh, what's going on here? And now, oh, look at this, guys. My platform is floating. That's so lovely. Just as I was saying how great this tool is. As I was saying, the platform tool genuinely opens up so many possibilities. I really like the platform tool, but there are some issues. Firstly, okay, if I place a platform in the room, say goodbye to the whole entire room because it gets fucked over. And of course, it lets the whole entire roof leak in. I don't like getting fucked. As I told you guys before, I'm a top, not a bottom. But secondly, okay, I don't like my Sims builds getting fucked over either. It's just so weird, and each platform section is technically its own room, which comes with its own bugs and glitches. Also, I don't know why like platforms don't actually share the same foundations that you would apply to normal decking. So normal decking, you apply the foundations, but when it comes to platform tools, it's in a completely different menu. And interestingly enough, not all platform trims actually have the same ones as foundations. So in the future, what they keep forgetting to do, okay, every time they release a new foundation with a new pack, they keep forgetting to add the same swatch to the platforms. So we got this one in Growing Together, or this one in Horse Ranch, or this one in the Castle one, but they didn't actually update these for the actual platform trims, which I just feel like is a real big oversight. I feel like for every foundation there needs to be a matching platform trim, in my opinion, but they didn't do it. And platforms were a nice idea, they were implemented badly. Do you know what else was a nice idea but implemented very badly? You guessed it, curved walls. This is another feature that EA kind of put in and then they just forgotten about very quickly. Curved walls are like the buggiest thing. When they implemented it, like I was just so surprised. Firstly, you can't really delete a section of a curved wall. You can only delete the non-curved bit. Without using the move objects cheat on, you can't place certain windows on there, and it's very hit or miss. As you can see, there are barely any windows that can actually be used on curved walls, and they haven't really updated them. They haven't really made an effort. This was very much a sloppy, lazily added feature in my personal opinion. The floor tiles always glitch. You can see here, like the floor tiles, they're not like totally matching, and sometimes they do work, other times they don't. Another thing I've noticed as well, if you put gameplay objects in the middle of a curved wall, sometimes you can't actually interact with the object, especially if you bring it in so it's got no flat walls and it's only the curved wall section. So just like this, Sims typically, like it's really tough to like click on things that are in the middle. And you can see here ever so slightly, the floor is like warped around this square. It was just another feature that they threw in to say, oh, look at us. Paralives have curved walls. And now we have curved walls, so you don't need to move on Paralives. This is what I feel like they were trying to do here. They were trying to imitate Paralives, and because this is The Sims 4, they didn't implement it very well. Another thing that really annoys me is item sorting. Surely there is a better way than having all of this in MISC, especially when you can only see two horizontal tiles worth of stuff. And we know that they can expand it as they did in The Sims 2 and 3, because there's a mod which expands it. But they don't want to do that, of course. Why would they do what players want? Of course, EA's fetish is to infuriate us. So we've got all these objects from all these packs they want us to buy, but no easy way to sort through them all. Also, things have weird names, like these boxes, which came with the High School Years pack, are called hobby holders. You're not going to be searching hobby holders in the search bar. So it's like the whole, not only is this whole catalog just way too overcluttered, the actual names of objects are so weird, you can't even search for them properly. I also hate MISC. I hate how everything, like whatever object EA put into the game, these days they chuck it into activities and skills and MISC. And we've got all these weird objects in activities and skills. Like, how is a mannequin a MISC activity and skill? No, it's not. How is this jail cell door a MISC activity and skill? Like, it's basically the lazy category. That's what they should rename it to, because that's what it is. If we don't know where to put it, we chuck it in activities and skills MISC. Okie dokie. The next issue I have is with the gallery. So every time you just download a random build off the gallery, in the top right corner, you get the move objects on warning, and you see it every single time you place a lot. There's no option to say, do not display this message again. Instead, you have to read the exact same message over and over and over again, and it's very infuriating. Yes, it is. I already know. In fact, right now I have the move objects on activated, so the game should automatically assume I know, and it should let me never ever see this message ever again. If I get rid of this, clearly I'm acknowledging it, but they still show it every single time. You guys let me know what your biggest issues are with The Sims 4 build mode, or what are your smallest issues? Not that I know anything about being small. Anyway, if you enjoyed watching this video, you might also enjoy the next video recommended here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.